My goal at 14 was to become dangerously consistent. But every time I would set a goal, I would quit after 3 days.
Bruh.
And it would frustrate me. So I started to read books and watching videos about how to become disciplined. And now I'm 17 and I realized that I wasn't lazy. I was sabotaging my consistency. And thanks to these 3 crucial shifts, I'm able to post 1 video per week on YouTube while working at a full-time job. I do my morning routine and night routine consistently for years now. And I can set a new goal and best believe that I'm going to stay consistent with it. First shift, stop the all or nothing mindset. When we set a goal, the first 3 days, we tend to do everything perfectly. And sometimes we tend to add too much. That makes us feel this strange pressure after 3 days that we need to do everything perfectly like the first days. And that's why I say that you're not lazy for quitting or just falling after the 3-day mark. You're just sabotaging yourself by thinking that you need to do everything perfectly every single day forever. Of course, you cannot do everything all the time perfectly every single day, and if you expect that, then you are setting yourself for failure. See, a lot of us, me included, have this misconception that being disciplined means going to the gym 1 hour per day and stick to it for years. But sometimes life happens. If you really want to achieve your goals and be consistent, then you need to create various routines for all the different types of days that you're going to have. For the days when you're sick, for the days you have your period if you're a girl, or just for the days where you have some random events that pop up out of nowhere and you realize you don't have much time for your goals. So for example, I stay consistent by doing less in my period or when I'm sick, or if I'm severely sick or I need to go to an important event, then I just don't do my goals at all. And I know it's so hard to just do 20% of your goal that day because it feels so shitty. It feels so shitty to just do a small amount of your goals that day because you didn't have the energy for it. You would rather do everything or just nothing. And trust me, a lot of people have this type of mentality, so don't feel too bad about it. But trust me, the reason why you cannot stay consistent after 1 week or 3 days of consistently doing that goal is because you're always waiting for the right day, right moment where the conditions are perfect for you to start and be consistent with it. Trust me, doing 20% or just 40% of the work for the days where you have low energy is better than zero. Doing something is better than nothing. Consistency means you just showing up with whatever capacity and energy you have for that day, constantly every single day. The goal is not perfection. The goal is to just show up. This is something no one talks about, which is shift number 2. Stop the comparison. I don't get why no one is talking about this when it comes to consistency, because this is oftentimes, at least for me in my journey, that prevented me to stay consistent the most. And I didn't realize that I was getting in my own way because I was literally comparing myself to people who were already successful, who are already successful content creators and already lived my dream life. And I would think, oh my god, like, why did it just started and they immediately blew up? Oh my god, they are younger than me and they're already millionaires, or they already have a huge following. Oh my god, maybe I cannot do this. They are smarter than me. This is not meant for me. I'm not good enough. And I think that you can never get rid of it. It's human to compare yourself to others. But what's important is how you react to it. Sometimes I still compare myself and feel bad. I literally saw this girl who is 1 year younger than me, who has 20,000 subscribers. And I'm stuck at 200 subscribers. I'm literally putting my soul and energy into this. And I'm passionate about self-development and expressing myself in front of the camera. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you want to achieve a goal, the thing that stops you from being consistent with it is thinking that maybe you're not cut out for it just because you started to compare yourself to other people who are more ahead of you. And I know that it feels so devastating seeing especially someone at your age or even younger being more ahead of you, especially when you care so much about your goals, dreams, and you're just putting in the work, and after weeks or months or years of doing the same thing but not receiving the results that you want, it feels exhausting. and compare yourself to all these people who succeeded even faster than you. It's literally the cherry on the top. And I've been working on this, and I started to cope with that in a healthier way, which is realizing that you are literally comparing your chapter number 2 to someone else's chapter 20. You don't know how much time and effort and work they put in. Literally, you cannot see it. And guess what? They were also once in your exact position. You just need to stay consistent long enough for the compounding effect to actually finally kick in. Nothing in life that's worth having is going to come fast. Building a healthy relationship, becoming rich, becoming successful, losing weight, becoming healthier, working on your traumas, those are pretty hard things. It's normal that they are going to take longer than we expected. So we just need to have faith and just put in the work, improve, and stay consistent. Because guess what? Every time you compare yourself to other people who are more ahead of you and think that maybe you are not meant for it, but you decide to react to it in a healthy way, which is, okay, so how can I learn from this person? How can I just improve my craft? Because if they have it, then I can have it too. Every time you do this, you're one step closer to achieving your goal. Because there are a lot of people who, because of comparing themselves and feeling behind as a consequence, they just quit. So see this period where everything is not working and you're comparing yourself and it feels so ugly as a tipping point where if you choose to stay, then you're going to outperform all the people who decide to quit. That is going to decide who is going to get the goal and who is just going to quit because it feels so devastating, hard, bad. I know it's hard. Sometimes I compare myself and I hear all these people say, oh, if they have it, then you can too. I'm like, shut the fuck up. This feels so bad. It really feels like you are the only one who cannot make it, that there's something wrong with you. But again, you can still keep going despite those feelings. The important thing is to just be consistent. Third shift, stop relying on the honeymoon phase. Oh my god, this was a big one. At 14 years old, I remember I would create this weekly calendar to-do list, and the first few weeks and days I would just feel so excited. I would accomplish everything on that list. And then a few weeks after, I would either fall into a slump and I would just rot on bed for a few days, and I would feel so frustrated about myself, about why I wasn't able to just stay consistent as the first few weeks. And that's how I learned in the hard way that sometimes you just need to build that muscle of doing the hard thing despite your current emotion, despite feeling unmotivated. I used to literally rely on motivation, on excitement, and I thought that was normal, that I needed to feel that excitement that I felt in the first few weeks, because I thought that was a sign for me to just start. No! Actually, your brain in the first few weeks or days of starting a new goal releases dopamine because it's something new you do. Your brain loves novelty. But then, when it becomes your Monday, Tuesday thing to do, suddenly it becomes like a task that you need to force yourself to do. And sometimes you need to recognize when you need to clock yourself and remind yourself that you need to follow the plan, not your mood. Because you're not feeling the spark that you felt on the honeymoon phase. After 3 months of doing the same thing every single day, it's pretty normal. Sometimes you're going to dread it. Sometimes it's going to be the last thing that you need to do in the day. For example, going to the gym or posting videos consistently. But those are good things for you. So the thing that really helped me to do this shift or rely on logic and not my emotions is focusing on the long-term plan. So every time you start a new goal, or if you just started one and you just feel that you need to force yourself to do it, train yourself to expect that it's normal. I had so many moments in my content creation journey where I wanted to quit because I would just not feel that inner fire and excitement every time I would sit down to film a video, which is pretty normal. But then when I think about the long-term goal, I get excited. I get excited for the fact that if I continue to stay consistent and learn and improve and reflect on my content, after 1 year, 5 years, I'm going to improve so much. Thanks to the fact that I was consistent and I kept relying on the plan and not my emotions. If you struggle to do it all and constantly fall into slumps, then watch this where I'm going to teach you how I get everything done without burnout.